Hi, I'm Brianna, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So you guys heard the unfortunate news of Abner Mares pulling out the Gervonta Tank Davis fight damn near a week before the fight. Abner Mares, he said he had an elbow injury, I believe. This is really unfortunate because this was one of the better fights of 2019, no doubt about it. Gervonta Tank Davis, he basically responded, or he reacted to the news, and you guys seen in the opening clip what he had to say. He believes that Abner Mares is faking it and he pulled out because he's scared. So Abner Mares, he responded to Gervonta Tank Davis. As you guys can see the post, I put it on the screen for you guys to read it. So since the message is so long, I'm just going to let you guys go ahead and read it, but I'll sum it up and get to the point. Abner Mares, he basically said that he's not afraid of Tank Davis. He was the one that pushed for this fight. He wanted the fight, and if Gervonta really wants to fight, they can do it in the streets, and you guys can read the rest. So at the end of the day, this was a typical type of response that you would usually get from a fighter that has either turned down a fight or has pulled out of a fight. Hearing Abner Mares say, we can do it in the streets, knowing that now they're no longer going to have a fight in the ring, it kind of reminds me of when Jack Johnson, the great heavyweight champion, the first black heavyweight champion, when he was chasing around, before he became champion, when he was chasing around the Canadian heavyweight champion, Tommy Burns. He was chasing him for 2 years, calling him out. He would show up at all of Burns's fights. And I remember Burns, he basically said, I'm not gonna fight Jack Johnson, but what we can do is we can go downstairs in a cellar and we can have a street fight with no one watching. This is what he said. And Jack Johnson said to Burns in response, I ain't no low-class street fighter. You know, about a week or two after this fight was announced at the press conference, a week after that press conference with Gervonta and Abner Mares, Abner, he came out and he said that if Tank doesn't make weight, I'm pulling out of the fight. So to me, there's no doubt about it that Abner Mares, he has a great point that, you know, if Tank Davis doesn't make weight, he's not going to take the fight. So there's nothing wrong with Abner Mares saying that. But what it tells us is Abner Mares, even before this news, Abner Mares had no problem pulling out of this fight depending on the circumstances. So this is what I think Abner Mares should do. I think Abner Mares should make sure that when he returns, his next fight is still against Gervonta Tank Davis. He should push for the Tank Davis fight. He should let it be known that he's reached out to Al Haymon and everyone else, and he should push for the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Because I'm telling you right now, if all of a sudden Abner Mares, he claims an injury and then he goes a complete different direction, a direction away from Tank Davis, then that doesn't help Abner Mares' reputation at all. So once again, the best way to rectify the situation is make sure you push for Gervonta to be your very next opponent. And to add on to that point, just think about this for a second. Let's reverse the roles. Imagine if it was Gervonta Tank Davis that pulled out with an injury a week before the fight. We know that if Tank was the one that pulled out with an injury, the fight wouldn't be canceled, it would be a postponement, which means soon as Tank is better, he would still be fighting Abner Mares next, right? We already know this. So let's see if Abner Mares does the same thing. But for now, Gervonta Tank Davis' replacement opponent is Hugo Ruiz. He's a hard-punching Mexican fighter. We'll see how that fight turns out. That's pretty much all I got for now. I'll close out with saying this. If any of you guys are taking training serious and you guys are really looking to improve your head movement, your rhythm, your coordination, foot movement, you need to get the Focus Ball. Go to thefocusballs.com, that's with an S, and go ahead and cop one. Not only will it help you in all those categories, but it's a great way to support Dante's Boxing Nation's channel. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Yep.